What is a good goal domain authority for a local junk removal business that's just starting off?
That's a bullshit thing because everybody says, well, I need domain name authority. Okay, give me 30 days, you'll have a domain name authority of 40. And do you think that's going to affect anything? No. No. Because those numbers can be manipulated and people manipulate them all the time. That being said, for instance, Amazon has a domain name authority of like 90 something. That's also fucking Amazon. Okay, Walmart, any of them, if you will, Forbes magazine, those matter. And yes, your domain name authority over time can rise, but it's not going to be a huge ranking factor. It creates trust. The more trust you have, yes, it will go up over time, but it's not going to be a huge ranking factor. It's not something I'm looking at as far. I got people I can guarantee you. If I go to, give me a second. I'm gonna pull up one real quick. I got one that's ranking right now in the top 3 on page 1. What is the domain? And I generally can tell you it's not going to be a huge factor. Mainly because most of the ones I've looked at are just not. I mean, some of them will, some of them won't. Some of them will going to be high, some of them are not. It's not going to be. It's not going to be a huge, if you will, factor. Are you ranking or not ranking based on your domain name authority? Your domain name authority will be higher, and sometimes will rank higher, but it's not going to be a huge ranking factor. Yeah, he's got like a 14.
Okay.
It's decent, but it's not a 30 or 40. To me, anything below a 20 is still crap.
So where is like a top website link?
Generally, I want to see it in the top 40s. Generally,
Okay.
but that's not going to be I could care less. I mean, I have people all the time. Is like, is your phone? My thing is, I'm gonna tell you as a business owner, is your phone ringing?
Yeah.
Are you getting leads and traffic? Yes. Okay. Then I don't give a shit about the domain name for it.
How do you find high domain authority websites to get a link for a junk removal business?
So think of it this way, like all of our stuff, like we have a stack, it's called an advanced Google stack. Google gives you assets. So for example, if you ever go to Google Drive and you ever seen, create a new document such as Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, Google Forms, drawings, maps, sites, and scripts, and PDFs, and all that, that's all tied to Google. So we create what's called a Google stack. Then you got YouTube. Well, I don't use YouTube. Well, you're dumb because Google owns YouTube, and it's the second largest search engine. And if you're not using it, I mean, I doubt you're even doing SEO personally. So there are things like that. Why aren't you using the assets Google already gives you? Google gives you assets and says, please put content on these assets. All a backlink is this content. A backlink is content on an asset that you don't own many times. Google has lots of these assets. There's other assets like I can get on Amazon Cloud with a 90-something damn DA, and we do those for every single one of our clients. So I don't have to, quote unquote, go find them. They're already there. Like you can get a domain, you can get a link on Amazon, you can get a link on all of these other ones that are higher DA trust, but I don't want a lot of them on there. You want some on the higher ones, some on the lower ones. Most of them are going to be on the crappier ones, to be honest. We like citations. Citations are about letting people know about your business and say, hey, yeah, Google, this is me. This is where we're at, what we do, and when we're open. But it's generally speaking, they're going to be a domain name authority of a 0. Because it's not an actual business. It's not an actual entity. It's not an actual... Ain't got a lot of trust flow, ain't got a lot of backlinks, a lot of different things that will affect it.
Now, there's this service that Google keeps calling about, and it's getting you logged on to all the directories. Like it goes around. I think it does like
I would tell you that's not Google, number one. That's someone trying to get you in an SEO scam. But go ahead.
Okay, and they were saying that they go around and they get you into every main directory, 52 total. They break it up over, I think it's a 12-month period and all. And they say that helps. Have you heard anything about that, or is
Yeah,
that
that's a scam. Number one, you get lots of people that are from India, Bangladesh, and other places that will literally robo dial numbers. I get them, obviously, because we deal with hundreds of people. And I get them even on my personal stuff, saying, hey, for instance, your GMB is not verified. It is verified. Or your GMB is not ranking. It is ranking. On the directory thing, I can get you in 200 directories in a week. I mean, it ain't gonna take a year. Now, even if you do it from a reputable brand, in which they're going to make you pay a lot more money. For example, let's go to any of them, and let's say they want to get you in Yelp, and they want to get you in all these other ones, and they want to make sure your name, address, and phone number, or your NAP is correct, and everything matches. So when you go in directories, the biggest thing you need to make sure your name, make sure your phone number, your address, and all the information is exactly the same. Not a little different here and a little different here and a little different here. You want to make sure they're all the same. You can do that, and most of them will charge you about $100, $200 a year. And it doesn't take them 12 months to do it. It takes them about 30 days.
Wow. Let me ask you this. So, I was told with the tracking numbers, that get different tracking numbers, but I was also told by Google people that when you do the different tracking numbers, you're confusing Google online. So if you have two different phone numbers you're advertising, just like you said, now the different directories have different phone numbers, and now your authority is going to be lowered. Is that true?
Correct.
Okay, so it's not
good. You can. So for example, let's say my phone number, which it is 904-770-5783. If you ever call that, I'm not answering. If you message it, I will answer it. But now, if I wanted that number to be redirected to my real number, I just use the tracking number. I can use the tracking number, but that tracking number needs to be used on everything. Your website, your citations, everything.
Okay.
Your Better Business Bureau listing, all of it. Your financial info, all of it.
Let me give you this example, because this is a little extreme. And picture of my truck has a different phone number on it. Will Google be able to pick that number up and confuse it?
I would say maybe, only because use Google Maps, and Google takes photos all the time from satellite images and stuff like that and puts it in their database.
Interprets it, so it kind of will
and
confuse.
So if you ever put an image inside of Google's AI reader, it will actually tell you what the business is about and everything and who it's associated with. So I would always still, even with that, want my same phone number.
Okay.
Just me. Maybe that's extreme, but
I think it is extreme like that, and I think Google is extreme, bro. So I think you kind of got to think that way.
Now you can track things with UTMs. UTM being, instead of, for instance, if I use rankfortress.com and the link is on Google Maps, and then I have another one on social media. If I want to know where the traffic is coming from, I have to use what's called a UTM. A UTM puts basically a code at the end of that link that lets me know, hey, the traffic came from Facebook, or the traffic came from an ad, or the traffic came from a Google listing, or the traffic came from a citation. I don't use them that much, mainly because for me, I'm just concerned with getting the motherfucker ranked.
Yeah.
If I can get you ranked, fine. Now I'll use them on ads, and I'll use them on some other things. I actually use another tool on social, but that's just me. UTMs I would use on various things, but not necessarily all the time. I think people use them in overkill. And on top of Google Search Console tells you, for example, if your traffic came from Facebook. But if you're running a specific ad, if you're running a specific campaign, UTMs are very good for tracking. Phone numbers is mainly people that are doing that are usually into rank and rent SEO, which is I don't own this. I can get this business ranked as a junk removal business, for instance, and I don't do junk removal. And then I say, hey, Paul, can you take on some more leads? Paul goes, yes. And I sell you the leads. I never even own the GMB. I own the GMB. I don't do the work. And I'm simply using a call tracking number that's a different phone number because a lot of the people that are in that type of SEO, and I've helped a lot of them, have hundreds of GMBs. Obviously, you need various phone numbers and you have to have tracking systems set up. So that's why a lot of them get into the phone tracking.